Somebody better call his mama. It look like he about to get beat up pretty bad. Somebody call his mama. Tell his mama to come pick him up. Call his mama.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Boxing with TC. Welcome to our channel. Thank you to the new subscribers and my recent subscribers. Thank you to the people that checked out my Facebook page, my Instagram page. Everything is Boxing with TC. Okay, everything. Before I start this video, I want to say congratulations to the 2022 college students. Congratulations to one of my little cousins. Just finished, and baby boy, keep doing your thing. If you see this video, you know who I'm talking to, baby. We are so proud of you. Keep doing you, baby. Now, before we jump into Mr. Paddy Ryan, I do want to say that anything that I say, any video pertaining to boxing with TT, these are things that I pull up and I just put it in my own words. This is allegedly. I don't know how true it is. I'm just giving y'all the scoop, like I'm reading the scoop, and I just put it in my own little words. Okay. So now, Mr. Paddy Ryan, aka Patrick Ryan, aka Trojan Giant. That's what his AKA was, y'all. Trojan Giant was born an Irish American boxer. Okay, and he is born March the 15th, 1851 in Thurles, Ireland. Okay. And his parents moved to Troy, New York when he was 8 years old. And then in the early 20s, he decides that he wants to be a blacksmith. Then he moves on to doing construction work on the Erie Canal. Okay. And then he opens up and he manages a salon in the rough area of West Troy, New York. And it had a sign in the background where it says, "All fighting done here, I do." So that lets you know that you couldn't go in his establishment and start fighting and popping off at the lip and getting all tough, because he would take you out himself. Okay, he was a non-nonsense type of man. He wasn't having that in his establishment, which is only right and only fair. Especially, I don't know how much money he put into it, but no, you're not going to come in here and mess up my ish. I don't care about none of that right there. If you want to fight, you going to fight me, and that's just what it was. And then he decides he became a legend, honey. He didn't decide to become a legend. I'm sorry. He became a legend because he helped a guy named Judy McGraw from drowning. No relation to Tim McGraw. I tried to find out who this man was and nothing popped up. But this made him a legend because he stopped this man from drowning. So whoever Mr. Judy was, Mr. Judy must have been big in New York, okay? And then he gets the eye of a guy, an athletic director by the name of Jim Killeran. And he notices Paddy's strength on how he handles the troublemakers and the drunks at 1874. Jim trains Paddy to become a prize fighter, and at this time, Paddy is 5'11" and he weighs between 195 pounds to 220 pounds. Okay, so he's he a little big guy. He ain't in the sixes, but he got a nice little weight on him. Okay. And then in 1877, he does begin prize fighting, and with his first in ring, he fights with a different style. He's not your average boxer. He fights in a more wrestling boxing style, okay? And it said that he had the strength of a bull, but he wasn't properly trained correctly by Jim, okay? And I mean, that's just what they said, y'all. I'm not sure how true it was, but that's what they said. They said the man didn't train him right. They said if the man would have trained Mr. Paddy correctly, he could have been a force to reckon with. But he wasn't trained properly, and that can happen in the boxing game. If you're not trained properly by your team, it can hurt you in many ways, mentally, physically, money, career wise. It can hurt your reputation. Okay, so now we're going to jump into his boxing career. And with his boxing career, he holds 26 expedition matches. Okay, and these expeditions matches is exactly what I thought it was. I did a little bit more research to see if I was thinking what it was. No, you don't get paid. You don't get no. It's basically just for the love of it, basically, or to keep you sharp. or to get your name out there, you can do that right there. But you wasn't getting no money or no title shots or nothing like that. Okay. But he's successful at that right there. And then it stated that he had 13 scheduled matches, but they're only scheduled matches. No one knows what happened to these scheduled matches. And his debut hits May 30th, 1880, and he defeats Joe Goss, becoming bare knuckles American heavyweight champion at the 87 bloody round match. 87 rounds of blood and glory. Just how we like it on Boxing with TT, okay? Now, in February the 7th, 1882, John L. Sullivan defeats Paddy under the Lyndon Prize rules, and he loses the belt. From 1882 to 1885, he loses to Captain James Dalton, okay? And then January the 19th, 1885, he loses to John L. Sullivan, and the cops stop this match, okay? At 1886, Paddy defeats Harris, and then September 13th, 1886, it's a draw match against Frank Glover, and Frank at this time is the heavyweight champion, and the police stopped the match on a boat while it was raining, okay? And at this time, Paddy is living in San Francisco. This is a non-title bout, okay? But the police stopped it, and it stated that the people that was out there was like 5,000 people. They was out there, and they all ran for shelter, and majority of people were just trying to get on the train to go back home, okay? In November 13th, 1886, he loses to John L. Sullivan by a KO. On December 23rd, 1887, he loses to Joe McAfee, McAleaf by a KO. May 4th, 1888, he loses to John P. Donner by a KO in a barroom match. And that was his last in-ring fighting, things. He never fought again after that. But in 1889, April 17th, Paddy decides that he wants to referee a match, and then he referees again March 15th, 1899. And then December 14th, 1990, at the age of 40, Paddy Ryan passes away in Green Island, New York, due to Bright's disease, aka nephritis. This is an inflammation of the kidneys, and it spreads to other areas, and it affects his speech as well. And I think it depends on the person, because it does different things to different people. But this affected his speech. Okay, now the Queensberry rules banned wrestling, which sucked for Mr. Ryan, because like they stated, he was more of a wrestler than a boxer. So all of that wrestling moves, the picking up and slamming, and the body slams, and the chicken wings, and anything that he was doing, that he was comfortable with doing, this actually messed up any other chances that he had to go on further with bare knuckle boxing. Okay. And then it was stated that Ryan was arrested, and he had to pay $100 to grand larceny, but in February 21st, 1888. But then it was stated that it was fraud, and he was released immediately. I'm not sure if he got his money back or not, but it was stated that he was released ASAP, okay? And then it stated that even though he was highly respected in his area, wherever he went, it was the one group of guys that did not respect him. They did not like him. And they decided to stab this man up. By the grace of God, though, he did survive this attack, but no other further information was mentioned upon this attack. Okay, and he is survived by a daughter. And then it's also stated that he once was smacked with a leg chair by his trainer for going easy on another boxer. So, Mr. Jim, first of all, you're not even training him properly. Who is you to go in and decide that you want to slap somebody in a chair with the leg of a chair? And 9 times I said it was probably a wooden chair. Wood hurt. You gonna go slap this man in his, go slap him. I want to know where he slapped him at, and I want to know what was Mr. Bryan, what was Mr. Ryan's response when he slapped him. Like, ugh. In the words of my girl Ashley say, so you're doing too much, sir. You're doing too much, okay? And then it stated that he was introduced into inducted. I'm so sorry. I'm a little tipsy, whatever. But he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame 140 years later. I'm not sure if it was 140 years later from his debut, if it was 140 years later after he passed away. I'm not sure, but there's no other information available that I could find. If you can find some, please list it on below and let me know, okay? Because I would love to know what year was he inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. But he is then also inducted into the Ring Boxing Hall of Fame at 1973, okay? And this is the short story of Mr. Paddy Ryan. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I first seen his bouts, I was like, I had to call my big bro, like, bro, I don't know if I should do him. He was like, bro, but you still do it. I was like, okay, cool. So I did decide to still do it, and I am glad that he did it because he is an example of you can do whatever you want to do, okay? And they also say that he changed boxing. He did. Nobody that we have come across yet on our channel has even participated in partially wrestling, okay? And I wanted to know, I wonder why didn't he just pursue a career with wrestling? But of course that will never be answered. And I'm thinking maybe because he just enjoyed boxing way more, but he just liked to play with wrestling. But he did enjoy boxing, and it's obvious that he enjoyed boxing because he did expedition matches, okay? But yeah, that's, I think for the short record that he has, hey, he's a champion. You know, he had a pub. You know, it's in the pub. The original pub was in Troy, New York, but I did run across a couple of pubs. The one that I will be mentioning or be putting in the video will be the Ireland pub, the one that's in Ireland, because I can't find, or I couldn't find the one that was in Troy, New York. Okay, I tried to search, but it's a whole bunch of pubs and bars that actually says Paddy Ryan's pub, Paddy Ryan's bar. So, and it's not just in Ireland, it's not just in New York, it's all over, you guys. So if you want, you could do a little research, and you could just type in, you go right on Google and you could type in Paddy Ryan's club or Paddy Ryan's bar, Paddy Ryan's pub, and if you type in 1880s, it's no old school pictures of it. I'm going to show you guys what pictures I have available, but I'm not sure which one is his. I feel like the one that's in Ireland is the one that it was paid homage to, okay? So this is the short story of Mr. Paddy Ryan. I hope y'all enjoyed my short little video. I decided to take it back old school real quick, the way that I used to do it, and just give y'all all the tea that I could find on our boxes instead of cutting it out. Stay tuned. I am slowly but surely will be getting to the people you want me to talk about. I know y'all want the Mike Tysons. I know y'all want the Muhammad Ali's. I know y'all want the Joe Frazier's. Don't worry. TT got y'all. Okay? I got y'all. Just bear with me. I just want to pay homage to the people that has never been spoken about, or the people that history forgot about. And then we'll bump up to, you know, the people that we know about, especially my generation, 86 babies. The ones that we know about, don't worry, y'all. I'm going to give y'all the tea, okay? And welcome. If you're not subscribed, be a subscriber, comment, like, share. Go check out the Facebook page. Go check out the Instagram page. My Instagram page is a little bit of everything. The baby, me, you know, and the boxing thing, or whatever the case may be. My Facebook page is a little bit of that too. But I do have a group with just for the boxing area as well. So you can check that out as well. Until then, have yourselves a great night. Be careful. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And please stay tuned, because Mr. John L. Sullivan, he's up next. So see you when I see ya. Peace out. So right here, this is one area. This is one bar in New Jersey, I believe it says up top. This is another area right here.
This is just a good old fashioned fight right here. And then this is actually John L. Sullivan. I guess that when he got a little bit older, this was one of their fights right here. And then this is them fighting again. This is an expedition match right here. This right here is Ryan in his younger days. And this picture is one of his in the inside. I think this is where he had that sign